Namaste Dostun. Welcome back to PS Psychology. Today, we delve into a question that undoubtedly resonates within the depths of your mind, particularly if you find yourself navigating the challenging terrain of the no-contact phase. Does it truly work? I understand that this journey has likely been fraught with difficulties and uncertainties. You may have wrestled with the persistent urge to reach out, to break the silence, plagued by the thought of whether they are experiencing your absence, whether they are contemplating your existence, or whether they are longing for your return. But I implore you to recognize that embarking on the no-contact path was a courageous decision, a resolute stride taken to reclaim your inner strength and prioritize your well-being. This choice demands unwavering fortitude, unwavering patience, and an abundance of self-belief. And now, you seek validation, searching for signs that your efforts have not been in vain, that they are indeed yielding tangible results. Today, we shall immerse ourselves in the subtle yet potent indicators that reveal the effectiveness of your no-contact strategy. We will transcend the conventional understanding of time, shifting our focus away from obsessing over minute details and succumbing to the doubts that may linger in the shadows. Instead, we will concentrate on concrete, reliable signs that will empower you to discern that your silence is, in fact, making a profound difference. And I assure you, the insights I am about to share are not merely theoretical constructs, they are distilled from a wealth of real-world experiences, gleaned from numerous case studies where the implementation of no contact has not only facilitated healing but has also fundamentally transformed the trajectory of relationships. At this juncture, it may feel as though your efforts are producing no visible impact, as though your silence is echoing into an abyss. You may find yourself questioning whether they even perceive your absence, whether they are aware of the void you have left behind. These doubts are perfectly normal, particularly when we retreat and isolate ourselves. The majority of individuals fail to comprehend the underlying psychology at play. When you withdraw your energy, an undeniable void is created, a space that cannot be ignored. Imagine a dimly lit room, illuminated by the gentle flicker of a solitary candle. When you are in close proximity to its flame, its warmth and light envelop you, providing a sense of comfort and solace. However, you may not fully appreciate the extent to which it fills the space, the degree to which it permeates the atmosphere. Now, envision the removal of that candle. The room not only plunges into darkness but also becomes noticeably colder and more desolate. The warmth and light that were once taken for granted suddenly become acutely missed. The phenomenon at play is that, by withdrawing, you are creating a void, a space where the absence of your light and energy becomes starkly apparent. It is within this darkness that they begin to comprehend the significance of your presence, the value you brought to their life. Even if your relationship was in its nascent stages, they would have experienced a sense of your warmth, your constant attention, and your unwavering presence. Whether they fully appreciated it or not, you were always there, consistently available, whether it involved awaiting your response or seeking your attention. Now, you are no longer that constant presence, you have vanished, and I assure you, they will feel your absence. It is a shift that is difficult to ignore. If this message resonates with you, if you are ready to stand firm in your power and allow your silence to speak volumes, I urge you to demonstrate your support by clicking the like button below. This act not only provides encouragement to this channel but also symbolizes your commitment to this journey of self-discovery, strength, and self-worth. So, tap that thumbs up, it is a small step in reclaiming your power. Let us move forward together. Now, I wish to share a particularly impactful anecdote, one that transpired within our community just last week. Sarah had maintained a strict no-contact policy for approximately 45 days. For weeks, she harbored the belief that her ex had moved on, that her silence had gone unnoticed. However, gradually, subtle signs began to emerge. Her friends overheard her ex inquiring about her, albeit indirectly. He would casually mention Sarah's name, inquiring about her favorite things, as though attempting to understand her life without explicitly revealing his intentions. We surmised that this was not merely a coincidence but rather a manifestation of psychological dynamics. When someone becomes accustomed to your presence, your attention, and your energy, they cannot simply move on unscathed. When that presence vanishes, a natural emptiness arises, often affecting them more profoundly than they anticipate. Consider the analogy of coffee. If you have consumed it every morning for years, suddenly ceasing its consumption will not result in immediate adjustment. Your body will crave it, longing for its familiar effects, and that absence will be deeply felt. This, in essence, is what is transpiring. Whether they consciously acknowledge it or not, they are experiencing your absence. I am about to unveil several telltale signs that indicate your no-contact strategy is proving effective. These signs suggest that your silence is not being disregarded but is instead exerting an influence in ways they may not even want you to know. These signs are subtle yet undeniable, confirming that your silence is achieving the impact you had hoped for. Are you prepared to discover these indicators, to truly comprehend how your silence is affecting them? Remember, this no-contact journey is not solely for their benefit, it is for yours as well. Even if the signs are not immediately apparent, your strength remains paramount. As Stoics teach us, we cannot control the thoughts, actions, or reactions of others, we can only control our commitment to self-respect and endurance. So, let us reaffirm that strength together. Repeat after me, I stand strong. To solidify this commitment, take a moment to write it in the comments below. It has been said that the discipline of writing is the first step in making something true. So, let us create that reality. Write in the comments, I stand strong. By articulating it in words, you are creating a powerful intention, forging a reality where your silence speaks volumes. This leads us to our first signal: you are busy building a better life for yourself. Yes, I know you probably were not expecting this to be the biggest sign, but sometimes the hardest truths are the ones we need to hear the most. And here it is: if you are still sitting here waiting for them to notice your absence, you are not fully embracing the no-contact period. Maybe you have physically distanced yourself, but mentally and emotionally, you are still entangled. You are still monitoring their social media, searching for signs of interest, wondering if they miss you. This is a cycle that keeps you trapped, and if you are honest with yourself, it is a cycle that prevents real change. Let us step back for a moment. Do you remember why you decided to go no contact in the first place? For many people, it is because they rejected you or distanced themselves from you. Maybe they stopped responding or created distance without any explanation. And while there might be external reasons for their change in behavior, the real truth is that they got used to you always being there, always ready to cater to their needs, always available to reach out. So, if after all this time, you are still focusing on them, missing them, or hoping that they will notice you, here is a dose of reality. Ask yourself, why would they come back? Why would they choose the version of you they could comfortably walk away from, the version they took for granted? Let me be clear, this is not solely your fault. Relationships are complex, and it is rarely entirely one person's doing. But there is a reason why, even in the no-contact period, many people find themselves waiting, unable to fully let go. The reason is attachment to the hope that they will change, that they will suddenly understand your worth. But if you are waiting, you are stuck in the same cycle that brought you to this situation. They distanced themselves because they did not value you in the relationship, and if you are still waiting, nothing has changed in that dynamic. Maybe you are thinking, won't they miss me if I go no contact? Yes, no contact can create distance, which might make the other person miss you, but that is only possible if the absence is complete and genuine. If you are still obsessively thinking about them, monitoring their mindset, where they are just counting the days until they realize they miss you, then they will sense that you are not truly moving on. People can sense when you are still invested, even if you are not physically contacting them, as it is a kind of subtle psychological impact. It feels as though their presence still has a particular effect on you. If your no contact is not fully working, it might be because you have not fully detached internally. Maybe you are telling yourself that all this waiting and checking is harmless, that it is just curiosity, but be honest, if you are constantly looking for signs that they miss you, is it just curiosity, or is it hope? That hope is what keeps you stuck. What if they never contact you? What if they have completely moved on, and you are still tied to a version of the past that is now over? Ask yourself honestly, if they came back right now, have you changed anything? Would they see a stronger, more independent person, or the same old person who has been waiting for so long? If nothing has truly changed within you, they will see the same old dynamic, they will sense the same old availability and predictability. And if they are coming back because of loneliness or curiosity, but there is no real change, it will be easy to fall back into the old patterns. How can change happen when we are emotionally stagnant in the same place? So, the real question is, why are you still waiting? What do you expect will happen? What does it mean for you if they finally notice you? If they contact you, will it validate you? Will it make you feel better? Will it soothe the pain you are feeling right now? The truth is, if you have not built your own self-worth, the validation from being noticed by someone else will not last. You might feel relief in that moment, but if you are still seeking this validation from someone else, you will find yourself waiting for them again and again. No contact is not just about making them miss you, it is about giving yourself the chance to grow. It is about taking a step back so that you can see yourself from a new perspective, a perspective that does not depend on someone else's opinion so that you can feel valuable. You need to ask yourself, are you really using this time to focus on yourself, to grow, and to become the kind of person who does not need someone else in order to feel complete? Because if you are still doing this, here is something to say, if you are sitting in the same place, emotionally the same, hoping and waiting is not right. You are not really moving on. Instead of waiting for others to pay attention, focus on yourself, see what you need to fix, what you need to feel, so that you can feel truly whole without someone else's approval. Use this time for yourself, not for them, because if you are just sitting there, you are not giving the real power of no contact a chance to work. No contact is not about waiting, it is about evolving yourself. And when you evolve, that is when you will realize that, no matter what those people do or do not do, come or do not come, you are still strong, whole, and fully capable on your own. This leads to another sign: when people start to feel the effect of your absence, they sometimes start acting in ways that are unusual for them. Maybe they have suddenly become very active on social media, posting incessantly about their amazing lives. Perhaps they have suddenly become obsessed with fitness or taken up new hobbies, as if they are trying to appear more adventurous and carefree. When someone starts behaving this way, it often means that they are trying to create an image that says, "Look, I'm fine without you." They are using this as a way to fill the silence. They want to show that they do not care, that they are moving on, or even winning at life. But most of the time, it is just a performance. Deep down, your absence is creating an uncomfortable void for them, and instead of contacting you or acknowledging it, they are trying to fill it. When people make attention-grabbing gestures or distractions in relationships, they often want to be seen in a good way, especially by the person who has chosen to remain silent. Your lack of contact has made them think about what you are thinking and whether you are moving on. This curiosity and a little insecurity can work together to make them behave in ways that are unusual for them. If they were quiet and private before, they may suddenly start telling everyone every little detail about their lives, or if they were always shy, they may now seem quite cheerful and noisy. Even people who never used to go to such events are now showing up there, as if they are putting on a costume, trying to play a role that they think will get your attention. This behavior can be understood as a child who has lost his favorite toy. He may pretend that he does not care or throw other toys around and make a lot of noise, but inside he is feeling the loss. Your absence has created a similar feeling for them, which they may not want to accept, so they are trying to look happy and carefree, hoping that this will make everything okay, that you will see and maybe even contact them to find out what has changed. There is a saying that actions speak louder than words. When someone acts out of character, their actions are telling you something that they are not ready to say directly. Maybe they are putting on a show, hoping that you will get curious and break the silence to ask what is going on. But here is the thing, you do not need to pay attention to it. You do not need to get involved in their drama. Think of yourself as sitting in the audience watching a play, an actor on the stage is trying his best to get your attention, trying every trick in the book, but as a true audience member, you do not have to come on the stage with them. You just have to sit back, watch, and decide how much emotional investment you want to make in this show. By remaining silent and not reacting to their performance, you are telling them that their performance is not enough to pull you back. Your silence speaks volumes. By not reacting, you are showing them that you have not come to chase them or to seek their approval. Now validation is not your forte, and this can be frustrating for them, because in their minds the show was supposed to draw you in. They expected that you would pay attention, maybe feel a little jealousy or curiosity, but instead you are choosing to remain grounded in your own strength and are not being drawn back by their actions. Remember, people are often drawn to those who are confident enough not to look back. This is where Stoic wisdom comes in. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have the authority over your mind, not outside events. You will find that strength that you cannot control over how they behave, how they react, or how they try to get your attention, but you can control how much energy you give their actions. If you are not seeing these signs yet, do not worry. This does not mean that you have failed or that no contact is not working. Sometimes these changes take time, and sometimes they are very subtle. The most important thing is that you remain steadfast and focused on your journey. You do not need any affirmation from anyone else. Looking at their behavior reminds yourself of what your commitment is, to remain strong and to focus on your own growth and self-worth. If you do not see these signs immediately, it is okay, it may or may not happen, and that does not change your path forward. Your purpose is not that they notice you. Your purpose is that you become a person who is so centered and secure in themselves that people are drawn to you on their own. So stay strong and stick to your decision. If you are not seeing any signs, do not worry, do not be sad, stay strong, because this journey is about reclaiming your strength. And when doubt starts to creep into your mind, make your passion a source of strength. I am strong. If you have not written it yet, write it in the comments below. Write it as a declaration, as a commitment to yourself. I am strong. By saying it in words, you are proving that, whatever happens, you are putting strength, self-respect, and inner peace first. And friends, we are in the middle of the video. If you have any questions or want to ask something else, if you have any confusing thoughts or viewpoints in your mind, let us discuss it in the comments. I am always here to help you. If everything is clear and you are getting some value from it, then go ahead and hit that like button if you have not already done so. Let us keep moving forward together. This leads us to another sign. They appear everywhere, indicating the no contact rule is working. A significant indicator of the no contact rule's effectiveness is when you start noticing their presence in various aspects of your life. Perhaps you have not seen them for a considerable period, and suddenly, they frequent the same places you often visit, attend events they typically would not, or engage with mutual friends' posts online. Initially, these occurrences may seem coincidental, but when such coincidences become repetitive, they often signal that your absence is affecting them. Consider the analogy of creating an invisible boundary between you and them. By implementing no contact, you have established that boundary and remained steadfast within its confines, granting them the space they believed they desired. However, sometimes when individuals realize that you are no longer pursuing or chasing them, curiosity and a touch of anxiety arise within their minds. They gradually begin to cross that boundary, hoping to remind you of their continued presence or to gauge your reaction when they approach you. Envision it as a game, akin to tag. When you relentlessly pursue someone, they continue to flee. However, when you cease the pursuit and stand your ground, they often turn around, pondering the reason for your change of heart. Your silence can exert considerable influence. When they observe that you are no longer investing your time, energy, or attention in them, they are forced to confront unresolved questions, such as, why are they not seeking me out, or why are they not contacting me? All of this can be unsettling and compel them to seek you out to regain the control they previously felt. Let us examine specific examples of this behavior. Suppose you attend a particular yoga class every Wednesday, and previously they had no interest in yoga. Suddenly, you begin to see them there. Or perhaps it is a local coffee shop where you enjoy spending time, and suddenly, they also start frequenting that establishment. These encounters are not always random. Occasionally, they explore familiar places you have shared, hoping to meet you without overtly indicating that they are intentionally doing so. This is a subtle way to maintain a connection with you without directly initiating contact. Another manifestation of this behavior occurs when they become more active in your online world. Perhaps they are liking or commenting on your mutual friends' posts or on things you are doing. When those people are often tagged in your stories and posts or view them, it seems as though they are attempting to assert their presence without directly engaging with you. These small interactions, where they know you will see them, are a way of saying, "I'm still here, watching." But why do they do this? When a constant presence disappears from people's lives, they feel a void, whether they want to admit it or not. By coming to where you are, they are trying to fill that void so that they can be a part of your world again. This is somewhat similar to trying to listen to your favorite song, which you have not heard for a while. This is a comforting, familiar, and connected feeling to something that was once special to you. They are hoping that, by placing themselves in your environment, they can re-establish the close relationship that once existed between them. There is also a psychological aspect here, which is called FOMO, or the fear of missing out. When someone feels your absence but does not know what is going on in your life, curiosity begins to increase. What is being talked about here is whether they are meeting new people. This fear can sometimes be very high, which causes them to try to go to places where they feel they can get a glimpse of your world. When they appear around you, it is often an attempt to reconnect, to gather information, and to reassure themselves that they have not completely lost contact with you. Of course, seeing them everywhere can be a little confusing. You may think that they want to be together again, or maybe they are just curious. It is important to understand that whenever this happens, if they appear to be affected by your absence, it does not mean that they are ready to improve or rejoin the relationship. Sometimes it is just their curiosity or the discomfort of losing the control that they previously felt that is indicating this. So, if you see this sign, first understand that it is a sign that your no-contact strategy is having an effect. They are feeling the emptiness you have left behind, and they are looking for ways to get closer to you again, even if they are only watching from a distance. But do not break your silence by reacting to their behavior. Remember, they are not talking to you directly but are just trying to find out your reaction, maybe so that you will break the silence first. Instead, consider this a memorable moment of your inner strength. You have created a place for yourself, and they are realizing your changing situation, but do not get distracted. Keeping no contact is about you, your progress, your healing process, and your journey to gain self-respect. Consider their behavior as proof that your silence says everything more emphatically than words. You do not need to react or change your method. When you remain strong, you show them that your life does not depend on their attention. If you are not seeing this sign yet, do not worry, these things take different times, and some people take longer to feel the effect of absence. Your purpose is not to have them come to you, but to find your stability and confidence without their presence. Be firm in your no-contact decision, trust that the boundaries you are setting are leading you to a better future, whether they are involved in it or not. And one last thing, if you are planning to break the silence, remember this: I am strong. When you feel weak, remember why you kept no contact: to regain your strength, to heal, and to grow. And if you have not done it yet, write "I am strong" in the comments below. This is your support, a promise to yourself that, wherever they are, you are focusing on keeping yourself strong and centered. This takes us to another sign that is present when those in charge are in control: they begin to mimic your actions. This is a subtle yet powerful sign that the no-contact rule is working. This mimicry is not necessarily a conscious decision on their part, it is often a response from their subconscious to your changes. When someone sees you growing, exploring new interests, or adopting a positive lifestyle, they may also want to do the same, as if they do not want to be left behind. This mirroring effect can be seen in many ways, from hobbies to lifestyle changes that align with your values. Think of your life as waves in a pond. when you make a change, even a small one, these waves spread outward. Even in a relationship or after a breakup, these waves can affect the other person, especially if they are still connected to your life. If you remain silent and focus on your journey, trying to improve yourself, you may notice that those people are also beginning to adopt some changes, attentively or unintentionally. For example, imagine you have started going to the gym regularly. When you are focusing on your fitness and taking care of your health, suddenly you find out that those people are sharing workout updates, posting about health goals, or joining fitness classes. Or, perhaps, you have started a new hobby, such as painting or learning a new language, which gives you joy and satisfaction, and then suddenly, you notice that they are also engaged in the same type of activity. It seems as if they are following you, even if there is no conversation between you. Why does all of this happen? Even after relationships end, their effect lasts on both people for a long time. When you were together, you influenced each other's habits and routines. Now, when you are making changes that signal your growth and independence, they may feel inspired or challenged to keep you relevant. They are used to seeing you in a particular way, and now that you are stepping into your new form, they may feel the need to adapt to that energy. Psychologically, this mirroring often comes from a place of insecurity or self-reflection. When they see you moving forward, it highlights that they are standing still or not moving forward. And your actions can make them ask themselves, if those people are growing and improving, then what am I doing with my time? Should I also make a change? Instead of admitting that they have been left behind, they begin to copy your actions so that it seems as if they are also at the same level. Copying sometimes also comes from the fear of being left behind or of becoming irrelevant in your life. When someone sees you changing and improving, it also creates a sense of distance, a reminder that you are no longer the person they once knew. By copying your changes, they are trying to bridge that distance so that they can feel more connected to your current form. Another reason why people do this is to revive relationships. Consider it like trying to speak the same language. If they know that you are engaged in personal growth, they may hope that, if they also do the same activities, then perhaps they will find something in common, even if it is small. This can be especially true when those people are feeling the lack of conversation or closeness with you. By seeing your actions, they are creating a kind of bridge so that they feel that they are still a part of your life, even if you are not conversing directly. But it is important to pay attention to this behavior, as it may be a sign that they are still affected by your presence. It does not necessarily mean that it is ready for change or wants to reconnect. Sometimes, it is just a reaction to their own insecurities and not a real interest in improving themselves or strengthening the relationship again. Here, the relationships are perhaps only making superficial changes without any deep thought or that commitment that is necessary for real growth. So, if you are seeing this, first understand that your effort to focus on yourself is having an impact. They are watching you, noticing you, and are being affected by your self-reliance and strength, but do not go back to old patterns after seeing this. Remember, their development journey is their own, and your progress and goals are only related to you. The relationship here is perhaps only making superficial changes without any deep thought or the kind of commitment that is necessary for real growth. It's not about competing or winning against them, it's about improving yourself. If they are truly inspired by your changes, it is a sign of your positive influence, but whether they decide to truly invest in their development or are just copying you is not in your hands. The most important thing is that you continue to walk on your path, focus on your goals, and let your work speak for itself. And if you are not getting this sign yet, do not worry, do not worry. Such behavior can take time and may never appear in any noticeable way. Your progress does not depend on whether people notice you or copy your actions, it depends on how well you are growing, healing, and progressing on your own. Their potential copying is a side effect, but it should not be your primary goal. In the end, remember, your journey is only yours. The changes you are making are not for anyone else's approval or recognition, they are for you, so that you can grow, heal, and become stronger. Stand firm in your commitment to your development, let their actions run their course. And if you have not done it yet, use this moment to strengthen yourself. Say with me, I am strong. If you are feeling the desire to look back, stop it and focus on the path ahead. You are building a life with strength and freedom, and that is where your real power is. Write in the comments, I am strong. By doing this, you are dedicating yourself to this path of self-discovery, where your happiness and progress are built from within. Another telling sign is when their behavior changes in public or social settings. Another subtle but telling sign that your no-contact strategy is working is when you see them behaving differently in public or social settings. Perhaps they are quieter, more thoughtful, or even a little isolated. This change in behavior is not new. It may be a sign that they are feeling the effect of living without you in a way that they may not want to admit themselves. When someone gets used to having you around, whether it is for attention, comfort, or support, your absence can create an emotional void that can confuse them or make them feel a little lost, especially in situations where they previously felt confident or safe. Social environments often amplify these feelings because they are now going to those places without your support or company, which they previously had. Think of it like a ship without an anchor. Before, your presence acted as a source of stability in their life, something they could rely on or feel safe around. Now, when you have withdrawn yourself, they are forced to do all of this alone, to find their own balance, without your help. This lack of foundation can manifest as a change in their behavior, such as having an underlying anxiety or unease that is visible when they are out. Imagine that you are at a gathering of mutual friends, and you see them behaving differently. Perhaps they are not talking as much or appear a little aloof, or perhaps they are doing the opposite, being very cheerful or trying to appear outwardly, as if they are acting. Either of these behaviors can be a sign that they are feeling the effect of your absence. If they were used to being with you, they may be struggling with the silence without you and trying to hide the discomfort, especially in places where they know you can see or hear about it. Social media can also be a revealing platform to show this change. They may start posting things that are a little different from their normal habits, such as sharing stories or pictures that show that they are happy, even if it seems a little forced, or perhaps they remain more silent than before. Understand here that people are not so connected online as they were before. This change is a sign that they are reacting according to the new relationship they have made with you. This situation is related to the mood of those people, where they are being affected by your absence. It includes a kind of desire, insecurity, and a desire to appear as if they do not need you. They are probably trying to appear correct without you, but inside their confidence has been affected by your absence, especially in public places where they can meet mutual friends or social circles. These feelings increase even more when they realize that you are not there, so it seems as if they are going into a room where there was previously a mirror, but now they cannot see themselves in the same way as they did before. That reflection makes them feel uncomfortable. If a common friend tells you that he seems a little strange or you have seen that he is not as comfortable as before in his usual social spaces, it is a clear sign that the effect of being without contact is having a greater impact on him than he would like to admit. The discomfort they are feeling is perhaps not intentional. This is often unintentional. This is their reaction to a new reality that they did not anticipate. Your silence is creating a new situation that is challenging their previous stability. But remember, this is not an invitation to return to their life. Their changing behavior is their own journey, in which they have to come to terms with life without you. It is important for both to stay away at this time. It is an opportunity for you to heal and grow independently, and for them it is to understand what your presence meant to them in their life. If you notice this change in their behavior or hear about it, the answer is simple: remain strong. Their response will remind you what effect you had on them, but do not allow it to make you return to old habits or break your silence. In fact, their being uncomfortable is a sign that they have started to feel the burden of the space you have created, and this is a necessary part of the process. You are showing them that you are not those who stand in the background waiting for their attention. Make your life such that you are the center of your happiness, and they are understanding what it is like to live without you. However difficult it may be to remain detached, remember that this change in their behavior is a symbol of your strength. This is a sign that they are facing a reality where you are no longer easily available, neither to boost their courage nor to comfort them. In this way, people begin to understand what the importance of someone is, which they once took lightly. Here, those people are beginning to understand what the difference is between living without you and being with you. If you are not seeing this sign yet, do not worry, it may take some time. Everyone does not react to absence in the same way, nor does everyone have the same time. Some people may take longer to feel the effect of being without contact, and that is fine. The purpose of being without contact is not to force a reaction but to give both the opportunity to grow and think in their own way. Their journey is theirs, just as your journey is yours. So, if you are finding it difficult to remain steadfast, remind yourself of the confirmation that brought you here. I am strong. Whenever you have the desire to check or talk to someone, remember why you chose this path. If you have not written it before, write, I am strong, in the comments. This confirmation is not just a statement, it is a commitment to yourself, a promise that, no matter what changes or challenges come, you are focusing on building a life where you have strength. Stay formed with me during these signs, and I hope that this video has given you something. You should have clarity and strength to remain strong on your journey. Remember, being without contact is not just about them, but about regaining your own strength, development, and happiness. If you like this material, then please like it. Subscribe for personal development and more insights on relationships. And share this with someone who needs to be reminded that they need to remain strong. And yes, if you are committed to this journey, then write, keep it up, in the comments to show your commitment not only to this process but also to yourself. Keep moving forward, remain strong. I will see you in the next video. This exploration underscores the transformative potential of the no-contact rule, moving beyond mere manipulation to foster genuine self-growth and attract authentic connections. Recognizing these signs, from building a fulfilling life independent of the other person to observing behavioral changes and attempts at mimicry, empowers you to remain steadfast on your journey. The key takeaway is that the success of no contact lies not in forcing a reaction, but in cultivating inner strength, self-respect, and unwavering focus on personal development. This approach not only enhances your attractiveness but also ensures that any future connections are built on a foundation of mutual respect and genuine appreciation. Remember, the power lies within you to define your worth and create a life that is both fulfilling and magnetic.